Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi out here. It's Monday morning, and I hope your Monday is nice and sunny and bright like it is out here in cottage country in central Ontario here. We are doing another segment called Monday Moment. That's right. This may be a new segment coming up, guys, where we celebrate superfan Monique Lawrence's life because she does so many cool things as a Raptors superfan. Recently we had a Monday moment celebrating her birthday on her birthday a couple weeks ago. Well, we've got another Monday moment today. And I like this new segment. I think it's going to be cool. Well, Mo, being the intrepid RFF person we got, she went down to the HoopQueens event yesterday and checked it out to see what's going on. And I really appreciate her going down there. Well, she was hobnobbing and rubbing shoulders with some big time people down there yesterday. And I wanted to give her a chance to tell her story about what happened yesterday at the Hoop Queens event and talk about it today. So yeah, this is another great event in Canada for basketball that is developing now. Hoop Queens, of course, great for women's basketball. Also yesterday we had a women's basketball matchup versus the United States in a gold medal game. So there's all kinds of stuff happening with the growth of basketball. The men's team obviously is a lot stronger now, but on the down low, the women's team is getting better and better too. Canada and basketball is just growing in general. And events like Hoop Queens, events like Scotty Barnes's camp that was this weekend, these help the growth of basketball in this country so immensely. So yeah, let's hear it from Monique's own words. What happened yesterday at the Hoop Queens event? Yeah, at Humber College. Yeah, let's see. Mo's saying, "Good morning, Rap Freak family. I had a great time last night. I shaked Dylan's hand. Wow, that picture is awesome. I love seeing that, Mo. When I saw that pop up in our Facebook chat last night, I was like, oh my gosh, Monique met Dylan Brooks yesterday. Wow. I'll bet he is so cool. In some ways, Monique is meeting probably a medalist in the Olympics coming up. That's right, Mo. You just met Dylan Brooks, who's going to be a Canadian medalist in men's basketball this summer. I'm going to say it right now. That's right. So awesome. So when she was talking to Dylan, she talked Team Canada stuff with him, and she said, "Go Canada," and he smiled. That's awesome. That's right. In some ways, he's playing for all of us when he goes to Paris. He's putting on that red and white for Canada, the maple leaf. And in some ways, he takes that very seriously. Now, Dylan's one of these people. Adrian and I just went and saw Wicked this weekend. Some people would say he's wicked. No one mourns the wicked, because in some ways, Dylan Brooks is the Dennis Rodman of his time in the NBA. He is very much the villain Dylan that people love to hate if you really don't like him. But see, in some ways in Canada, we love him up here because he's our Canadian guy on our Canadian team. In some ways, we love him for his feistiness and getting in the face of LeBron James with no fear. Yeah, yeah. In some ways, we like the moxie and the grit and the way Dylan carries himself in the league. I'm a big Dylan fan. He won me over in the last couple years. A couple years ago, I was like, who is this guy on the Grizzlies coming to Toronto and saying this is his house? Just because he's from Mississauga, this is not your house, man. Scotiabank Arena is the Raptors' house. But he did. He came in here and took our house once. And in some ways, I was like, you know what? He should have the keys right now because he is kind of dominating the house. But, I've grown to really, really love Dylan. And in some ways, part of the reasons why I love him is because I was a huge Rodman fan back in the day, too, when he was the villain in the league that everybody maligned and talked bad about and always put down. And in some ways, people mistreated and even talk bad about. People like Dennis Rodman and Dylan Brooks don't care. They are just badasses. They don't give a shit what everybody thinks about them. They're going to do what they do. And that's part of the reason why I love and respect Dylan so much. And look, there's another side to Dylan. He's just not a Dylan villain. He's got another side to him, a nice soft side that it really cares about the fans. And that has, he's very, very complicated person. Let's just put it that way. I know his friendship with Chris Boucher as former teammates on Oregon. he's talked about Dylan in different ways in his interviews on Hustle Play podcast, where it's just like Dylan's just a dude, man. What you see is what you get. And in some ways, that's just always been Dylan. Dylan in college was the same way. He had an attitude and edge. He really gave a shit. In some ways, you don't worry about whether Dylan's trying hard on the court because that's him. That's just him. So that's awesome. You said you talked to him about Fred VanVleet also? That's cool. That's cool. I'll bet Dylan really likes Fred. In some ways, Fred and Dylan probably meet on that same level of competitive spirit and fierceness, like Fred found with Norman Powell when they were on the Raptors. That was part of the reason why Norman and Fred bonded so well on the 905 and then on the Raptors and played so well together because they had the same mindset about competition, about trying your best, doing whatever you can to come out on the top and all that kind of stuff. So I'll bet you Dylan Brooks is once again one of those kind of people like Norman and Fred. So it's real easy for Dylan Brooks to bond with Fred VanVleet when they are like-minded about competition and what it takes. We know Freddie can get scrappy. We know Freddie could be that kind of guy, and maybe in some ways they rub off on each other. Maybe Freddie kind of brings Dylan down to earth, and maybe he doesn't get tossed in certain situations because Freddie's there to kind of grab him and say, no, not now. I need you later. Not now, Dylan. We don't need you getting ejected. So come on now, bringing it in. And maybe sometimes Dylan's fiery competitiveness and the way he competes rubs off on Fred the other way too. Fred's already like that, but if Dylan's around stirring the pot, well, he could rub off on Fred too. So that's awesome. I love that, Mo. Talking about Team Canada and Fred VanVleet with Dylan Brooks at HoopQueens event at Humber College yesterday. You go, Monique Lawrence. She's like, you know what she is? She's like an event reporter. She went down there and she got the gist of what was going on in the scene. And she's coming back to tell the Raptor Freak family what's up. And I love that, Mo. You're so awesome. I'm going to give you, what? I was really, really benevolent yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. So we're going to give Monique a 10-pointer for meeting Dylan Brooks yesterday and being a great eyes on the scene for us down there at that event yesterday. So Monique, you're jumping from 80 to 90. You have 90 dunks now. No, you're getting one of those 10-pointers I was giving away yesterday. That's right. She said she also saw John Wiggins. Okay, I'm guessing, is that Andrew's brother? And then Andrew Nebhard and Corey Joseph were there too. Wow. Okay, so you saw a couple of guys who are going to be on Team Canada, likely Andrew Nebhard also there. And of course, Corey Joseph has been very supportive of Toronto basketball events this past week, being at the Scarborough Shooting Stars event also this weekend, along with the HoopQueens event this weekend. So very good to see our Canadian guys celebrating, our very high-level Canadian guys, Dylan Brooks, Andrew Nebhard, and Corey Joseph showing up to these events. This is fantastic. She's saying also the media took that picture of her and Dylan, by the way. I wonder which media member it was. Who was it? But yeah, that's awesome, Mo. And, Dylan's awesome. I'm sure he was just like really, really cool gentleman and just really he just seems like a cool guy. Like, I feel like if I talk to him, I could talk like myself, like I do on this channel. And he'd be like, yo, Raptor Street, you're pretty funny. All right, let's see. Mo's saying also championship game is Sunday, 5-week event run by founder Keisha and the HoopQueens team. Okay, cool. So this has been going on for a bit, and they're going to have their championship game this Sunday coming up. Very, very cool. I've not been familiar with the HoopQueens event until this summer. I had just heard of it this year, and hopefully, it's something that takes and is every single year. And it's something that continues to grow the growth of basketball in Canada. There you go. I love it, Mo. Thank you for the reports. Anything else you remember from last night that you want to type in and add to the story about everything? We appreciate you so much, Mo, on this Monday moment and you sharing your story from the HoopQueens event last night. That's it. Cowboy saying, that's so awesome, Monique. Monique the legend. That's right. That's right, Cowboy. That's right. Monique Superfan Lawrence is a legend for superfans for any NBA team. Just like Nat Bhatia is going to be the first ever superfan in the Hall of Fame and Naismith Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame. Monique, we've got the best superfans in our group, in our team, in our franchise. I'm just telling you, between Nav and Monique, we've got number 1 and number 2 in the whole league. I'm telling you, it's just how it is. All right, Trevor's saying, good morning, Raptors family. Here we are again, another day, another breath, another blessing. Thank you for your goodness and gracious love. May we be certain to give you all the glory and praise. I love that, Trevor J. Commissioner Trevor J., Commissioner of Fun, administering the fun and the words of wisdom. Yes, yes. Always grateful. Wake up with a blessing feeling in your heart, and your life will be good. Look for the blessings. Don't look for the other things that are sad and focus on them. Go and look for the blessings and celebrate them, and they'll multiply. It's the best way to be right there. Most saying, I got stranded after the game by Wheel-Trans. First time at Humber College. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, we know TTC and how dependable it is in certain ways and stuff like that. It's just unfortunate that these kind of things happen. But, who knows? Maybe there's serendipity in it. I don't know. Did hanging out allow you to talk to somebody new or see somebody else? Who knows? Hopefully it wasn't too much of a inconvenience and you were able to get home at a decent time still. But yeah, Mo, I hate to hear that. I wish Wheel-Trans and TTC were more dependable. If our politicians would fund things better, they would be those kind of things. Yeah. Oh, Mo, you're awesome. Trevor's saying Canadian women under 18 basketball won the silver last night. That's right. There was a gold medal game between Canada and the United States yesterday. It was the under 18 women's basketball team in this tournament, culminating in, well, unfortunately, the Canadian women have lost in that game to the Americans, and they won the gold and we won the silver. So yeah, this is great. Listen, Canada is medaling in all kinds of levels of basketball right now. And in the past, maybe not even near the podium. So this is a really, really good signs of growth. Now, the more often we start beating USA in different places like FIBA World Cup, this is going to get better and better. And trust me, this is what Rowan Barrett Sr. and Michael Bartlett are all about. They're not just about the main crown jewel, the team that we've been talking about so much in the last couple of weeks. They're about every level of men's and women's basketball in Canada and getting better and getting gold medals at every level, whether it's under 18 women, the under 18 men, the men's, the women's, whoever. They want to get golds. The podium is great. The silver is great, but they're going for the gold. And you bet that the next time under 18 women basketball is happening, they're going to try and get that gold from the U.S. no matter what. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be on. This relationship between the United States and Canada in hockey has been a very competitive relationship for decades. Whenever we have USA versus Canada in hockey, Canadians get up for that, because they know in some ways we have the advantage in that sport against them. Well, in some ways in basketball, we do not have that advantage like in hockey, but this is the thing. It's getting closer. It's getting more even. And in some ways, we could be that team snatching stuff away from the U.S. in the future of basketball at all levels that I just described. I'm telling you, it's coming. Canadians, in some ways, if we do it right, we can do it very well, and boom, we could surprise some people. Either way, we're going to be up there near the top no matter what. That's what I'm saying right there. Kareem saying, that's an amazing picture, Mo. I know. I love it so much. When I saw it, it's like, oh my gosh. Mo is like having a year and a half right now. Seriously, Monique is having a year and a half right now. She is killing it. I told her, it's like, keep up the momentum, Mo, because honestly, your life is amazing. And I'm so happy that all the blessings that come to you, like meeting Dylan Brooks yesterday. That was a fantastic picture, wasn't it, Kareem? So awesome, so heartwarming to see the super fan with our villain, Dylan. That's right. Most saying that John Wiggins told me Raptors are getting ready for the draft, of course. I said, I know. Yeah, this is interesting. There's a new mock draft out this morning, guys, on ESPN. Is Jonathan Govini and whatchamacallit, somebody else. I forget. Who is it? Who's the two people who wrote this one up? It's Wu and Govini, I think, is the two names. It's Wu and Govini. Okay, so basically, they've got the Raptors still picking Keyshawn George of Miami at the 19th pick. They're saying it's a pretty locked in thing that they think that Zach Edey will go to Miami Heat at 15. And then I'm looking around and seeing where people are. They put Keyshawn George swing forward of Miami on our spot, and then they have Bub Carrington at 20 with the Cavs, and then Yves Missy, my second pick, 21st with the Pelicans. So he's right around there. And in some ways, I want to go big, go get Missy. Now the interest. Oh, and then Ryan Dunn at 22nd with the Suns. Very, very interesting. So, and Filipowski 23 to Duke, from Duke to Milwaukee. So there you go. Those are the kind of the guys we were talking about yesterday and where they're falling. Oh, Kelly Ware all the way down to 26 now and going to the Washington Wizards. Very, very interesting how this latest mock draft is. They have Daddiet going to the Celtics 30th. And then the first pick in the second round, man, maybe they're listening to me. They want us to pick Adam Bona, 31st pick, Raptors mock draft this morning by Gavini and Wu. Wow. Okay, so now these ESPN guys are saying Keyshawn George and Adam Bona for the Raptors at the 2 draft picks. And the latest mock draft just came out this morning, like an hour ago. Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Mo and Dylan are on blast with Kareem. I love it. There's the Dylan. There's our emoticon giant doing his work at night. I see that Dylan Brooks has re-entered the chat. This is very good. Yeah, Cowboys got Mo saying, that's a 20-pointer? You want that? Bradley, you going to throw 10 in too? All right, you got 10. I got 10. We'll put 20 on it then. All right, Monique, you're at 100. You have reached the century mark for your dunks this year. 100 dunks for Monique. Boom. Look at that. 20-pointer. That's insane. I don't think anybody's got a 20-pointer in this time. Yeah. All right. Trevor J is saying that a report came out that Alex Sarr has refused to work out for the Atlanta Hawks. Wow. That's interesting. Maybe that's why he's not getting mocked at number 1 anymore. He doesn't want to go to the Hawks. Well, it does look like they're more interested in Zachariah more than Alex Sarr at this point. Man, you don't need to be no prima donna, Perth Wildcat, Alex Sarr. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? I won't work out for the Atlanta Hawks. Who the hell are you, bro? That's what I had to say to that, Trevor J. It's like, who the fuck are you, Alex Sarr? Sorry, excuse my French. Yeah, all right. Tom Duke is here. Good to see the emoticon giant. He is a giant of emoticons. Let's see what he's doing. His language is beautiful, guys. All right, he's saying good morning. Look at that nice, bright sunrise. That's beautiful. And there's Mo and Dylan, number 1. There's a gold medal, and there's a rocket. Yeah, because he's a Houston Rocket. There you go. I love that little motif, the emoticon language of the giant emoticon. The emoticon giant, Tom Duke, is amazing. There you go. I love it. Cool Cat is here. Cool Cat loves Villain Dylan, and she loves the picture today, I'm guessing. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. This week continues shaping Raptors franchise. My Team Canada fave, my Villain Dylan. Yes. Yes, Mo was among the Villain Dylan yesterday, the villainry. Of course, we love him so much. Yes, we're going to shape this Raptors franchise some more this week. That's right. There's a draft on Wednesday. We got to see what's happening. Yeah. Mo's saying the feedback is unreal from everywhere. Well, Mo, you're just a badass. We love you so much. And if anybody deserves to run into Dylan Brooks and get the hobnob with him yesterday, it's you. And I'm so happy. And I'm glad you actually got some questions in with him and talked to him about Freddie. That's cool. In some ways, it's like when I met Fred, I was like asking him about Kawhi. I'm like, what, have you met Kawhi yet? He's like, no, I haven't met Kawhi yet. I haven't met him at all. No. I'm like, okay, cool. She's asking him about Fred. It's kind of cool. All right, David's here, commissioner of trivia. David Saborin's here. Of course, he is a trivia champion from season 2, and he is a very learned, educated, smart NBA and Raptors fan. And let's see what he's saying. He's saying, way to go, Mo. And on that note, let's do the classic card of the day, commissioned by Commissioner of Fun, Trevor J. Sent me this box in the mail. It's a Cosmic Classic Cards. And we're going to open it up. We're going to get one card out. And David's going to judge how this goes down and who's going to get the points, and how many. So let's get ready to play the Cosmic Classic Card of the day. All right. Well, let's see what I get today. They've been very interesting cards recently. Kind of all over the place as far as difficulty. So let's see how this is. Is this going to be an easy one today? No, this is not necessarily going to be an easy one. We're going to have to see how this goes. Now, remember, David is judging. So he may not take a half-assed answer. So make sure you've answered with the full ass. It's very important. That's right. All right, here is the player. This card is not easy to look at because there's a lot going on. Now, if you notice, it looks like a former Toronto Raptors Coach of the Year is in this picture. If you can tell who that is, maybe David will give you bonus points. But yeah, the player is the Warriors player. If you can tell me who that is and the full name, David will give you trivia points to your Raptor Freak trivia score for season 4. Just started out. Our leader right now is Smooth Brown Man, the classic card connoisseur, the man who knows the old school NBA. And in some ways, we're gonna have to see who takes the lead in this early season. Now, tomorrow we are doing the first ever trivia commissioned by Commissioner Saborin. So this is gonna be very interesting and fun. I've seen the questions; they're amazing, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay, that is Sam Mitch. Sam Mitch. That's half-assing it, James. L. Okay, there's the L. That is Sam Mitchell on the side in the Wolves jersey. And if you want to give points for that, David, that's up to you. That's your discretion. Seymour is guessing Chris Gatlin. That is a great guess, Seymour Pape, but that is not Chris Gatlin. Chris Gatlin had one of the weirdest scars on his head, and he did play for the Warriors, but that is not. Smooth Brown Man is on it. There you go. Boom goes a dynamite. That is high draft pick Billy Owens. Billy Owens played for the Warriors around then. David saying 100 points to James for the Sam Mitchell. That's pretty good. I like that. There's Billy Owens. That is the answer. And 50 points to Smooth. There you go. Look at that. All right. Yeah. It's Billy Owens from Syracuse. That's right. That's right. And this is a rookie card, guys. This is his first year in the league. So this is a Billy Owens rookie card. If anybody's interested in getting this rookie card at a future Raptor Freak Hangout, you are welcome to get it from me. So there you go. We've got points awarded. And it looks like James is getting 100 for knowing that was Sam Mitchell. Where is he? You can see him real close. That is definitely Sam Mitchell. And then 50 points for Smooth for getting Billy Owens. Wow. All right. Good stuff. Thank you for judging, David. And good job, guys. Some extra bonus hidden points with our Raptor content on there. Look at that. Look at Sam. He looks like, hey. He's like falling back. He's like, hey. I make fun of Sam for being a turncoat. It's like, listen, this is like Sam hearing the Raptors fans saying they don't want him on TSN anymore. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's see. Where are we? Where David jumped into the chat. And Cowboy saying, let's go, Team Canada. That's right. Let's go, Dylan Brooks and Monique. G saying, that says a lot about Sam's character if it's true. Awesome stuff, Mo. You are a legend. Oh, that says a lot about SAR's character if it's true. Awesome stuff, Mo. You're a legend. She is. Oh, yeah, she is for sure. And we will continue to tell her legend forever. And what is this, Alex Sar? What are you doing, bro? This is the thing. If you were like the for sure number one guy, you could maybe get away with this, but you're not. There's a cloudy ambiguity at the top of this 2024 NBA draft. There's no clear-cut number one like Victor or like Shaquille O'Neal. And in some ways, you're not that, bro. And in some ways, you may be losing some money just for being a little shit. Because in some ways, Atlanta can pay you the most money. In some ways, and okay, go ahead, do that. It's not the best look. Let's just say you're not even in the league yet, and you're already being a prima donna. So yeah, it's not a good look, is it, G? No. Trevor's saying Sky beat the Fever yesterday. Reese historical career high, 25 and 16. I gotta say this. I honestly didn't think Angel Reese was this good. In some ways, I believed what the people were saying. It's like, why is this Angel Reese getting so much publicity? Because she's not as good as Caitlin Clark. And in some ways, like, she just needs Caitlin Clark to get more publicity for herself, piggybacking off of Clark's talent. Well, that doesn't seem like this is the true story from what I'm hearing about Angel Reese and her double-doubles this season. Yeah, this is very interesting. Good for her. Good for that young lady from LSU that's now in the league and what she's doing right now. Good for her, 25 and 16. I'm proud of you, Angel Reese. That's right. Seymour saying, if we do make trades, are we looking for draft picks, future draft picks, or players? I don't know, Seymour. That's the thing, man. I just got to blindly trust Masai and just say, you know what? Masai's going to do whatever's best for us. I mean, you could look at the OG trade and see, you know what? Wow, he is really looking out for us, getting us 2 starters for OG. And 2 young starters that are absolutely going to be fantastic for us this year. So we got an increase in offense when we really needed it, and we lost some defense. So I don't know. In some ways, the palette, the canvas that he could paint around this draft with moves and the draft itself is very wide open, and he could be very creative maybe. It could be that him and Bobby are going over all kinds of crazy ideas about offering crazy stuff to different teams around the league and what could be possible. In some ways, this is why I don't even try to figure it out, because the permutations, the different kind of outcomes, and the different things I could do are just limitless in some ways. So in some ways, it's like I can't wrap my head around it. So all I got to do is just put my hand as faith in Masai and Bobby and knowing what they do, and that's what it is right there. Yeah. Yeah. I have no idea, Seymour. We just got to strap ourselves in and get ready for the ride. And seriously, it's going to be entertaining. In some ways, this draft may actually be good TV for once, because there may be all kinds of crazy stuff happening during it. It's usually, sometimes the draft is boring. This one seems like there could be some very interesting things happening. I mean, even with just Bronny involved in this, there's like the Bronny storyline at the end of it. There's just so much that's interesting, very interesting. The top of the draft, what's going to happen with the Raptors and Bronny, all kinds of stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. Cowboy saying everybody slam dunk that like button. Thank you, Cowboy. I appreciate that, Bradley. And dap to the sheriff. There you go. I'm Bradley. I'm going to give you a dunk for your self-promotion, your promotion of, no, not self-promotion, promotion of the channel and saying that. That's very nice. 59 dunks for Bradley. And you know what? Let's give him a plug. Y'all, if you need your windows cleaned, if you need your eavesdrop cleaned out, if you have mold damage, if you need a handyman, it's Tada, y'all. Tada can come to your house and they can help you. 647-833-6844. Bradley will come to you. He's working in your area. That's right. Bradley. He can come and help you right now. That's right. All right, let's see. Cool Cat saying, thanks, Mo, for my Villain Dylan update. I love it. Let's go, Team Canada. Yeah, I love these guys showing support for something they don't have to go to. They don't have to be there like that. In some ways, they're working hard in the training camp right now. And it may be that they just want to take a break and go do something away from OVO Center while they're doing the training camp for Team Canada, figuring out who's going to be on that team. And, well, what a way to cut loose. Go catch some hoops. HoopQueens at Humber College. There you go. Carlos saying, good morning, fellow freaks. That's so cool, Mo. I know. What a way to kick off an Olympic summer. Monique seeing our defensive dog on our team, Dylan Brooks, at an event yesterday. That's so Olympic. Let's just put it that way. It's very Olympic. Yeah, Seymour saying this is going to be a very interesting week. Yeah, it's getting closer. It's Monday. This draft is on Wednesday. So tomorrow we'll do trivia, and then we'll do a pre-draft stream on Wednesday with the latest on just before the draft. And then obviously Thursday Think Tank, we're going to react to the first round of the draft and set up for the second round. And then Friday, freak out about whatever the fallout is in the end. So, yeah, that's kind of the schedule for the streams this week. Very heavy on the draft and concentrating around the draft for sure. Let's see. Cowboy saying, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait. Let's go Raptors. There they are. IQ, Jakob, RJ, Scotty, Masai, Bobby, myself, and Mo. There you go. I love it. Seymour saying him at Washington teaming up with Koulibaly and Sarr, the French connection. Yeah, yeah, there's going to be French connections all over this league soon. Seems like there's just Frenchmen coming in here. It's like the French are invading. The French are invading. So some people say the Canadians are invading too. It's probably both true. Yeah, there's a lot of French players now coming into the league. It's very interesting. I guess basketball's had a huge explosive growth in that country also. Spain's always been kind of a good powerhouse. France has not been bad for a long time. You got to think about Boris Diaw and Tony Parker and different people that played for France over the years. So they've had competitive teams in the past, but it seems like something's different about French players coming up now. Maybe it's the hype. Maybe it's Victor, because it's very, very different now in some ways. And I guess Canadians are coming up like that too, Oliver Ryu. Yeah, it's very, very different what's happening. The growth of basketball and the growth of the players from Canada and France. It's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Yeah, they're going to be French connections all over the league. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, MJ. Hope you're having a great day. Holding it down in the Ottawa region, the capital city of Canada. Yeah, we always love to see Fiercey. Fiercey is one of our favorite Raptor freaks. Let's see. All right, where was I? I'm on Fiercey. It jumped. It did something weird. Seymour saying, good morning, eye candy. Oh, my gosh. We have a budding appreciation society here, I guess. Very much an appreciation society going on here with Seymour. He's got those love eyes. Yes. All right, let's see. Maybe I'm like Chuck Woolery at some point. Maybe there's gonna be a love connection on this channel at some point. Hey, I'm not against it. This is great. Y'all have very strong same interests. That's not a bad way to meet somebody. Do you have a passion, the same passion, the Raptors and Team Canada? Hey, that's not a bad thing. James is saying, can we scout Jalen Tyson? Sure. I haven't looked at him. I don't think I did. For the 31st pick. He's a forward, can score from everywhere on the court. He can provide some bench score. You got it, James. Your request is coming through right now. Let's see. Jalen Tyson. I have looked at him slightly, but not very in depth. Yeah, okay. Jalen Tyson is Wikipedia. He's got a Wikipedia. This is good. He has played for Texas, Texas Tech, and California. So he's jumped around quite a bit in his college. He's 6'7". He's from Plano, Texas. He's 21 years old. Okay, let me see if there's any interesting stuff on here. He has two brothers who played college football. So he has athletics in his family. All right, let's go look at him on the tube. Jalen Tyson. All right, let's see what kind of highlights this guy's got right now. We'll check out the college basketball scouting 5-minute clip at the top. No sound. I don't need the music. All right, here he is. He's coming in the lane, swooping around. Pretty good, like, pickup on the ball. He had, like, kind of a hezzy dribble. He slowed down for a second, then he went quicker and got around him. That's not bad. So he likes to finish in the lane. Okay, there's a good little dump off to him. He was an opportunist on that one. Let's see here. Okay, is this a long three? Yeah, it's almost a logo three. And not bad. He had a guy right in front of him, too. His shot's interesting. He's got a little bit of a flip shot. Flit shot. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a nice consistency in his three-point form. As far as like how he shoots it, his footwork's pretty good too on it. That's a good thing. He's tall. He's very tall. And some reason he to me he looks like a one. Like he seems like he plays like a point guard. I don't know why. Even though you told me he's a forward. Maybe he has skills like a point guard does, because he does have some pretty good handles, it looks like. Okay. All right. I'm seeing him scoring at every level. I see him stopping and popping mid-range. I see him hitting the outside threes. There's a floater, very interesting floater where he shot with one hand. And he has been attacking the rim too. There's a pass to the big man in traffic. That's pretty good. So he does have assists. There's another one. Just pinpoint, rocketed right into the center. And the center has an easy dunk. Okay, there's a lob. Okay, he's got some passing skills. He's got a three. He's got passing skills. And he does have the ability to kind of get around people driving to the lane. All right. You know what? He's not bad. He's not bad at all. He's pretty high in the draft, though, right? I think he's like mocked somewhere in the top 20, right? Isn't he? Yeah. All right, James. Yeah, this guy's not bad. He's got a good three, and he's got some passing chops. So very, very good. Seymour saying, on my Monday Superfan motivation vibe. There you go. There you go. Yeah, these Monday moments, yeah, I like them. If there's going to be more events in Mo's life, we got to put on blast. Well, this may be a regular segment from time to time. We may have every couple weeks or months a Monday moment. Yeah, these keep happening. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's see. Alley-oop to eye candy. Okay. All right, since this has become demon time once again, you guys are going to do demon time every day now or something like that. We're going to give MJ a 10-pointer. Like we've been giving everybody 10-pointers today. So she's 128 now. Yeah, for putting up with demon time. All right, this is for putting up with demon time. Not because of you guys' appreciation for eye candy. All right. Yeah. All right. There's James getting his points for Sam Mitchell and Billy Owens for Smooth. There you go. I love it. The classic car of the day, undefeated. And thank you, David, once again for being very fair judge and doing what you do. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Fiercey's laughing at the guys being the way they are, and Cowboys like praying. Mitch is saying, is draft pick Darren Holmes a restricted draft pick going to Denver? Darren Holmes. I don't know. Seymour's saying positive vibes only. He's got the whole team out there with Dylan and Zach Edey. Okay, I see what's going on there. And Cowboys saying, I hope we get Aaron Bradshaw, undrafted center. Once again, he keeps bringing up Aaron Bradshaw. We'll have to see. He sounds like a tight end that plays in the NFL, Aaron Bradshaw or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's Aaron Hernandez. I don't know. G saying mock draft now has Zach Edey at 4. I don't think anyone really knows anything for sure at this point. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Nah, I've been seeing him consistently in the teens, not anywhere near the top 10. But if somebody put him out there at number 4, that's crazy talk. I don't think that's probably likely. You know, a lot of people are very clearly more big on Klingon as being the number 1 center in this draft. And if Zach Edey is going to be number 4, that means Klingon's probably going to be after him. Either that or they put Klingon at number 1. I don't know, but that's interesting. That's very interesting. Seymour saying research. I'm on it. He's on it. He's going to research. All right, good. Kareem saying there's a girl in the crowd. Her name is Natalia Smith. How many points do I get? Wait a second. Do you know a girl that's in the crowd named Natalia Smith? Seriously? Is that Natalia there in the legs or right there? Is that her underneath Billy Owens' shin? I don't know. Where is she? Is that her? Is that her there? Is that Natalia Smith? How do we know, Kareem? Did you do a voice? He did that image capture identify thing, and it probably zeroed in on one person back in the back. And it's like, oh, that's Natalia Smith. I don't know, Kareem. This is weird. Blackhawks here. Good to see Neil. Neil, how you doing, man? And Angel Reese is phenomenal. There's no piggybacking off of Caitlin Clark, just energy and grit. Yes, I agree with that, Neil. I'm going to give you a dunk. And yeah, I think that a lot of people need to eat crow. The people that were pushing that narrative in the past, they need to shut the hell up because she is really good on her own. 36 dunks for Neil. I love it. Yeah, I completely agree with this. Cowboys saying, how many times are the Raptors going to hear like that? Not like us. The season's going to be crazy. Listen, we're going to be great this year. We're going to be fine as long as we're healthy. As long as we have health. It's very important that Scotty is healthy and Jakob is healthy. We're going to be fine as long as those are there. All right, Trevor's bringing up the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7 tonight. Crazy game tonight. If you're a Canadian person, you are rooting for Edmonton Oilers like crazy right now. Yeah, Oilers are they going to be the winner tonight is what you're saying, Trevor? I hope so. I really do. That cup needs to come back to the north of the border, and people across Canada need to be solidly celebrating and hoping and praying that we get that win tonight. The momentum is there with them, but they have to play in Sunrise. It's not easy to win in an opposing arena. So hopefully the Oilers are up for the challenge and they can do this. Oh, man, I want this comeback so bad. 4 games in a row to come back from down 0-3. Wow, do it. Do it, Edmonton. Don't think twice. You've come so far. Finish the job. Yeah, I'm really rooting for them. I'm going to knock on wood for them right now and say my prayers for them to win tonight. You go on now, Edmonton Oilers. Mo's saying, I sat at a VIP regular seats, but we literally left out the same door. Yeah, okay. So, Mo, actually, I saw the clip on Instagram of where you were sitting, Mo. You were right on the baseline, on the court sideline, and right there next to the action. That's awesome. That's so awesome. And you were getting a good close scout on the game. So, very, very cool. If y'all do not follow Superfan Mo on Instagram, check it out. There's extra content from the Hoop Queens event yesterday that you can check out on Monique's IG. So definitely follow Mo on all platforms. She's everywhere. She's on Twitch now, even. So yeah, go and find Mo on Instagram. You can see more of her pictures. And if you find her on Facebook, you can definitely find her content there too. Fiercely saying WNBA game, Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever was so fun to watch. There you go. That's the growth of this league. In some ways, the games are getting even more entertaining, more eyes on them, more hype, more talk, more press. This is what we needed for the WNBA. When Toronto comes in, woo, we're going to put it over the top, baby, because we're going to bring that energy here in this city. We're going to bring passion for basketball the Canadian basketball fans have in Toronto to the WNBA games, and it's going to be a huge success for Kilmer Group. And the WNBA is going to get buoyed by us coming in also, and they'll be able to say this is an international league because we have a team in Toronto. Yeah, this is going to be great. It's just the inertia, the momentum is starting to build right now towards the good stuff. They're getting all kinds of good publicity with these young rookies coming in and causing a hype. And well, when Toronto shows up, look out. It's going to be something else. I'm telling you. Look out. Let's go. Fiercely saying that Kendrick Lamar song will be banned from Scotiabank Arena. All right, we got to give you a dunk for that one. I mean, listen, I can't be on Drake's side in this one. In some ways, he's looking so bad. In some ways, I really do respect the artistry of Kendrick Lamar. There is some stuff that he does that is just more artistically important than what Drake has done in his career. Sadly, I wish Drake was more relevant artistically and culturally. In some ways, he's not. It's very selfish what he does and what he sings about and who he is. Kendrick is actually singing about some stuff that matters. And in some ways, I have way more respect for that. So in some ways, I hate being a turncoat on our global ambassador. But this dude, in some ways, he's been a turncoat on us so many damn times. If I turncoat on him in a rap battle with Kendrick Lamar, well, that's my own damn choice. You go on and hang out with Steph Curry and the Warriors, Drake. Yeah, you go on and spend a season with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker in Phoenix. Yeah, you go and be buddy-buddy with LeBron and the Cavs when they win. Yeah, turncoat. That's what I got to say. In some ways, like I said, I don't mind parting ways with Drake. Seriously, to an extent around the city. I know that he's going to be a benefactor to basketball in the Toronto area no matter what. But in some ways, look, we don't have to put him on blast so much at this point. Because in some ways, he's a bad look. Let's just put it that way. He's a bad look. I mean, they had Chris Brown at the Scotiabank Arena this weekend. In some ways, he has baggage too. Blackhawk saying it's on Drake to make a better counter rap or keep hiding. I mean, did he shoot his shot? Is he done? Does he not have any more in the coming down the tubes to come out and like throw at him? I mean, they were very prolific for a little bit of a period there where they had like something coming out every couple of days. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I'm not following this that closely. But in some ways, I do understand this is important. Seymour's laughing about it. Yeah, Cowboy's laughing. Eye candy. All right, y'all, with your hormones. All right, Monique is saying they celebrated the athletes in the building last night. Awesome. So they named the players that were there, like Dylan and Corey, and talked about them coming to support the HoopQueens event. That's very cool. That's very, very cool, Mo. I like that. Oh, Nuggy the Ruggy's here, guys. All right. Good to see my cousin Nassim. So happy to see you, my guy. And thank you for the message yesterday. Like I said, email's the best way to talk to me because I don't have the app iMessage. I don't have an iPhone or anything like that. And, your cousin is not the most technically advanced person. Let's just put it that way. I love your mom. I love you so much. I love your dad, too. And I hope that you guys are all great on the West Coast in BC and that Tom Duke area out there. Nuggy the Ruggy. Yo, it's Nassim again. What's going on? What's going on, Nassim? We love you. You're such a creative, brilliant young person, and you are coming up in this world. I know you're going to do great things as you get older. I really do believe in you, man. You're a genius. So keep doing smart things in your life. You have great parents, and you have a whole great, bright future in front of you, Nuggy the Ruggy. Yes, we love Nuggy the Ruggy. Let's give Nuggy the Ruggy a dunk. That's right, guys. Where's Nuggy the Ruggy on here? We're going to give him a dunk. I know he's on here. Where is he? There he is. There he is. All right, you've got 4 dunks. You got the Scotty Barnes 4, my guy. There you go. You're on the Barnes 4. I love it. G saying, I think Drake has ownership in the new WNBA team. He does. He does. He was at the ribbon cutting with Laren Tannenbaum and Teresa Resch and all the politicians that were there, and Kyle Lowry, who is also like Drake. Apparently, Drake and Lowry have bought stakes in the WNBA team in Toronto. So, our guy, our Groat, is still very much connected to Toronto. I could see Kyle, if he retires in the next couple of years, coming and sitting around the courtside at our WNBA games here in Toronto, trying to help get people down there or just making it more of a big buzz. When you have Kyle down there, his big butt in the seat, yeah, it's going to bring other butts to the seats. I'll bet you. So, maybe let's not focus on Drake's involvement. Let's talk about the Kalos instead. Blackhawk saying that would be smart if he does, because it's a good time to get in on the WNBA before the valuation gets higher. Yeah. I think Kyle Lowry understands this also. I think he really does. And I just love that Kyle's keeping good ties with our city. Because in some ways, I don't want him to be like Chris Bosh. I don't want him to be like Tracy McGrady. I don't want him to be like Vince Carter. I want Kyle to be very much a big part. I know he will be. I know he will be. I'm not worried about this. It's just that we want him visiting Toronto and coming back, if not just to play golf in the summer and be around the city. But yeah, part owner of the WNBA team in Toronto. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing right there. Yeah, he'll make money off this too. Yeah, he will. And he'll prove something to Ted Rogers III and all those other jabronis at MLSE that didn't think this was a good idea for them. Blackhawks saying also, apparently Denver gave Holmes a promise, so Holmes canceled all workouts. Really? Okay, so that's what you're saying. So, I've kind of heard this already too. Like in the mock drafts, they're just saying, yeah, he's going to Denver. Like, how do you just determine that already? Like, are all the teams above that already agreeing on this? He's just like, I'm not going to go work out with anybody. What is with these draft picks being prima donnas? You guys are nobodies yet, and you're already making demands. Get over yourselves. Seriously. That's what I would say about that. Yeah. Fiercey saying, hi, Nuggy. It's been a while. Enjoy your summer. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Enjoy your summer. Make sure you do fun kid stuff and go to cool places and see amazing things. That's what I would say. Yeah. Cowboys saying, yo, let's go, Oilers. That's right. And Nuggy saying, yo, Fiercey, thanks. That means a lot. There you go. What a well-spoken young man. I love it. Alan's Tam saying, bam, son. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go, Alan Tam. All right, I'm gonna give you a dunk, Alan Tam, for showing that support. You got that Corey Joseph 6, my guy. 6 in the 6. That's right. Let's go, Alan Tam. Smooth saying, looks like Paul George will not be a Clipper. Yeah, I could have told you that. Kawhi, your demands for him to be there with you, to be on the Clippers, well, they did it, and it hasn't worked. So maybe it's time to break up the little Clippers Beatles that you guys had, the California Beatles. One season of it, Westbrook, Harden, George, and Leonard, just didn't work. Now Paul George is going to probably go somewhere else. He's out. He's a free agent. Somebody will pay him more. Clippers are like, maybe we need to let him walk. Well, that's just how it is. So what did you do this for, Kawhi, in the end? Is Paul George is going to walk this summer? And yeah, you got 5 years with him, and you didn't make jack shit happen. Yeah, you could have gotten a second championship. You stayed here. You know that deep in your heart. You know that, Kawhi. And you can look all awkward and goofy in a Drake video. Well, you should feel awkward and goofy in your own life because you left a championship on the table, my guy. Fun guy. Yeah, there you go. That's what I have to say about Paul George leaving the Clippers. That's right. Speculation is that New York, Orlando, and Golden State are the most serious suitors for his services. I would add Philly in there too, because Philly's got some money to spend and they like these big names. So I think that they're involved in this too, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, OVO. Bam, son. There you go. All right, Guardian Transit's here. Good to see Guardian Transit. We're seeing a lot of names that we haven't seen in a bit. So happy to see Guardian Transit in here. How you been, Guardian? I'm super excited for draft day. 2 sleeps away. There you go. It's like people are making this like Christmas. I guess when you get older and you find out Santa Claus isn't real, you have to have a replacement of like kind of that giddiness to wake up and run out to the tree and see what you got for the morning. As you get older, it's like NBA draft day is like Christmas. It's amazing. Yeah, I get that feeling too, Guardian Transit. I'm kind of like you. I'm counting the nights too. And yeah, 2 sleeps away. Very, very soon. I'm going to give you a dunk for showing up and good to see him. I love seeing people come back. I know in the summer, it's a long summer and, talking Raptors all summer long is tough. But you know what? I'm going to do it. And you guys, I know some of y'all will come back right at the beginning of the season and we'll have a full effect RFF when everybody comes back. It's like coming back from school for school. Guardian, you're at 2. You got the Jalen McDaniels 2 or the Kawhi Leonard 2. Well, we could just say Kawhi Leonard 2 today. How about that? All right, let's see. Smooth saying Drake is LL Cool J and Kenrick is KRS-One. Boom. Wow. Smooth Brown Man, you want a 5-pointer? Because you're going to get one for this one. That is such a great comparison. I think that is exactly on the nose. That he's got that exactly right. We're Smooth. Smooth, you got a 3-pointer. I'm giving you 3. You're at 20. You got 20 dunks now this season. Yeah, that's exactly right. Seriously, KRS-One was somebody who put thought into his lyrics and actually had really big, important subjects that he was singing about. He actually changed culture because he educated and he made people see things that maybe people didn't want to talk about or, put on blast. And he did it in a very big way on Boogie Down Productions in his own solo work. So, yeah, in some ways, this is a great analogy. LL Cool J, great artist, a lot of talent. He's going back to Cali, all that stuff. Really, really good. But was there serious stuff he was singing about? Mostly not. No. Mama said knock you out. Come on. And in some ways, that's the ego or the lover boy. Ladies love Cool J. Yeah, in some ways, this is very apropos comparison from different eras. I will take this and say 5-pointer for Smooth. Yeah, Alan's saying October's very own Drake. Alley oop to Smooth. Yeah, you want to give him two? All right, we'll give him another one because he likes that comparison too. Yeah, I agree. It's exactly on point. 21. You're at 21 now, Smooth, because Cowboy threw another one on there. Yeah, Smooth saying I have to support Drake, man. He's from Toronto, man. I mean, I love Drake. In some ways, you know what? In some ways I'm coming to him while he's falling down and saying helping him up. But in some ways, it's also like, man, did you really do that? And I'm like, maybe distance. Did you really do that? Seriously? A minor. You know, in some ways, yeah. Yikes. You don't want to be supporting somebody who's a pedo. You know, that's what in some ways I just want this to go away. And maybe Drake, do something in community service or something. Do something amazing. Why don't you do an album for the ladies this time? Instead of being an F-boy, why don't you do one from the ladies' perspective and like sing a tribute album to Queens, you know, to the queens in your life? Like, why don't you do that? Why don't you do some reparations in this kind of area as far as like with your image and how you're like looked at right now? In some ways, yeah, maybe you do that. Maybe people are like, oh no, he's guilty. He's doing this now. He's guilty. I don't know how he does this to get out of this. In some ways, this is not easy. This is not easy. What he's in the middle of right now. Yeah. Nuggy saying, yo, I hope you're having a nice day. I'm having a great day so far. It's beautiful outside. I've got some interesting plans to do today, and I'll take care of them. And yeah, it's just things are good. Things are very, very good, Nuggy. And I want you to come here one day and visit me where I'm at right now, you and your mom, for sure, because this is a very special place to your mother. And I'll hope that you guys will come here and spend some time with me in the years to come, because there's a lot of fun things that are starting here that your mother's going to be very excited about, and she's going to love to see, honestly. And I'd love for you to come here also. In fact, I want you to be a part of this place at some point, Nuggy the Ruggy. Seriously, I want you to come here and be a part of this place and what I'm doing here, just so you know. And that's up to you. I know you BC life, your dad's over there and stuff like that, but there's something very cool happening here in Ontario. But I want y'all to come visit me is what I'm saying. You guys come and visit me. That's right. All right, let's see. Alan's saying this can be the 2028 Team Canada roster for the Olympics. SGA, Wiggins, Murray, Brooks, Barrett, Miller, Maturin, Dort, Sharp, Nebhard, Lyles, and Edie. Extras, Brissett, Nickel, and Kyle Alexander. Yeah, okay. Alan, we got to figure out the one for this year first. But yeah, you want to speculate for the Olympics in 4 years from now? Hey, I'm all about it. Alan Tam, bam, son, copy and paste. There you go. Guardian saying Canada USA final Olympics would be pure gold. Yeah. Oh yeah. And don't get it twisted. The Olympic Committee would love it too. Yeah. There's some really tough teams in the Olympics though. Hopefully it'll be us against one of those other teams. Yeah. If it's not the USA, hey, that could happen too. It could be Germany. It could be Spain. There's a lot of good, powerful teams that are going to be at the Olympics. It's going to be interesting. Serbia is another one. We got to remember Jokic is going to be there this year too. So yeah, this Olympics is going to be crazy. It's going to be like a battle royal of international basketball. And it's the big names are coming this time. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And the great thing is our country can hold its own and really, really make some fun, memorable moments happen with excellence. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome, Guardian. I'm just getting so hyped. I'm hyped about this draft. I'm hyped about Paris Olympics. There's a lot to be excited about on the Rapid Freak channel right now. Yeah, Chriscom, good morning to you. Always good to see Chriscom in the chat. Nuggy saying, yo, the other day I hit a three-pointer. Really? You hit a three-pointer, not just in this stream, but in real life? You're shooting basketballs? Cool. I love that, man. I love that. We're trying to get a game together over here with the twins. You know, Jarrett and Keegan. Yeah, we're going to try and get a game together with those guys. And who knows? If you come to Toronto and visit us here, maybe we'll play some basketball in the sim. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Smooth saying Drake is a rapper. Kendrick is an MC. You know, that's a good designation. I get what you're saying there, too. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Alan's saying, bam, son. All right. I like it. I'll take it. Neil saying, my son took his girlfriend to Chris Brown concert and it was packed. Chris Brown was doing it up like Cirque du Soleil. That's what I heard. I mean, I saw a couple of pictures from the events this weekend. Well, we went to that play on Saturday night, and they had the concert that same night, and they got out at the same time. So there was some pretty heavy traffic right around Scotiabank Arena Saturday night around 10:30, 11. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I know that whole story with him and Rihanna was a long time ago, and he's done a lot of good stuff to try and get away from that image of him, stuff like that. But he's a talented guy, and he's survived this long in the music business. He must be doing something right. Chris comes saying, "Big up, Lex. Keep it doing your thing, repping the Raps. It's going to be a fun draft week." Thank you, Chriscom. Right back at you. I appreciate you, Chriscom, and your questions yesterday, and coming back for a second day in a row. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a dunk, and we're gonna say, "Great, Chriscom, thank you." And you got the Kawhi Leonard too, also this season now. Awesome. Let's see, Drizzy OVO. All right, Nuggy saying my team won all their basketball games this season. What? That's awesome. All right, Nassim, I'm gonna give you another dunk because that's excellence dunk. All right, this kid, he's gone, and they won every game. All right, you got the Emmanuel Quickly 5 now, guy. IQ 5, nice. Wow, what position are you playing, Nuggy? Nuggy, what position are you playing when you play basketball? I want to hear more about your perfect season. That's amazing. I was saying, you hear about Travis Scott and Justin Timberlake last week, both charged with DUI. Now, I saw that Justin Timberlake was in trouble, but I didn't know what he got in trouble for. So he got a driving under influence. Man, that's tough. I don't understand why celebrities can't just get their drivers to drive them. Why do you have to drive drunk? Seriously, it's really stupid. You have all kinds of people around that you could do whatever. I mean, you don't be like Elon and take a jet to the convenience store or something. That's stupid. That's just dumb. Yeah, don't be like the Kardashians and jet like to Paris just to get a stupid ass dessert and then fly right back. No, that's wasteful and bad for the environment. No, but get your driver to take you in your car or your buddy. Maybe you have a handler. Just let somebody else drive the car. Nobody should be drinking and driving. That's a horrible, horrible decision. And Justin Timberlake making that decision at his age and his know-how, and that's really, really poor judgment. In some ways, that portends he has a drinking problem. I'm sorry. If you get a DUI, you may have a drinking problem. Seriously, because you have poor judgment getting behind the wheel and driving. And I will say this, coming up on the long weekend coming up for Canada Day, that seriously, there's no ever any reason to drive a car intoxicated. It is very, very bad. I know personally because I've been charged with 5 DUIs in my life, and I'm very anti-DUI. I've been rehabilitated. I've not had a drink in 14 years, and I understand the damage that those kind of things can do. So I'm very disappointed in both of these people for their driving under the influence. And I would say, listen, think twice. Don't get behind that wheel. Even if you think you can, just don't take that chance. You could really have bad things happen quickly, and you don't want that. You don't want that. There's my PSA for against drinking and driving. I like to do them like maybe twice a year because I have been a criminal in that sense. So when I was in my 20s, I criminally drove drunk a lot. And in some ways, for me to make up for some of the stupid shit I did when I was younger in Florida, I got to talk about it here and make sure people don't do it. So everybody, young people that are listening to me, never, ever drink and drive. Don't make those decisions. And in some ways, don't even start drinking if you don't have to. In some ways, I mean, I'm not going to tell people exactly how to live their lives, but if you don't want to, don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't start smoking cigarettes. I was telling, don't do unhealthy things is what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Smooth saying Drake dealing with a lot of jealousy in the industry, and this is a par for the course. He's on a level of Jay-Z in the early 2000s, perhaps greater. I won't disagree with this. I think this is exactly right, too. Smooth's been on point with his music opinions today, for sure. Yeah, I think this is true. There's a lot of jealousy for Drake. Drake sells way more than most of these guys. He's way more important. In some ways, he has a lot of power in the music industry. And some people are very jealous. This is exactly right. And in some ways, he's right when he sings a song about the push-ups and how many of them have to come at him, and he's all on his own. He's going to take them all down. Yeah, in some ways, I am impressed by that. But man, who knows? Who knows what's going on in this? In some ways, I don't want to know more about it. Neil saying Kalo will be Darko's replacement in 3 years, and that will be our JJ Redick move. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really do want Darko to be around for like a decade. I want Darko to be so good that we keep him like somebody would keep Spoelstra or Popovich. It's just very good for stability in your franchise. So Darko's just starting. I'm a huge fan of his. And honestly, I don't see him being gone that quick. I think he's going to be very successful. I think it'll be very similar to Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey had a really bad first year where he only won 25 games, just like Darko this year. But he started winning more and more games each year after that. And that is exactly what's going to happen with our coach, our rookie coach from last year. He's going to come up and he's going to get more and more wins each year. And he's going to build this team up to a championship again. Watch. Just mark my words. Now, Kalo, I don't know if he has the patience to be a coach. He said this in interviews in the past. It's like the young players piss me off. And in some ways, I don't know if I can coach them. In some ways, he may not have the patience or the ability to deal with the idiocy of younger players. Let's just put it that way. And JJ Redick, that's not a smart move. The Lakers are going to find out just like the Nets. It's not a smart move what they just did. They're just putting off coming back to relevance even longer. In some ways, they got to move on from LeBron, and they should have never hired JJ Redick. I think they were fine with Darvin Ham, and they kind of messed up. They should have probably done a power shake-up with their roster. Let Bronny get drafted by the Suns. Let LeBron go to the Suns and just start over and keep Darvin Ham. I think they screwed up. I think the Lakers have screwed up. I've called these things before in the past, like I did with Milwaukee last summer. Well, I think they screwed up. The Lakers have screwed up this summer very badly. They've had a really bad summer. Getting turned down by Dan Hurley. Yeah, they've had a really bad summer this summer. Yeah. Let's see. Alan's saying Travis Scott sneakers are $2,000 to $3,000. That's crazy. Yeah, they're worth way more than Trump's. Trevor's saying front runners for the rookie of the year are Reese and Clark. There you go. That's just like 1980 NBA and people talking about who's better, Bird or Magic. Bird or Magic. That's a lot of that going on right now in the WNBA. It feels like that period of time in the WNBA right now, the NBA in the early 80s. It's like, there's a lot of shades of the patterns. With the last couple 10 years of the WNBA, they said the WNBA was in trouble, just like the NBA was in the 70s with, maybe going out of business. Well, Bird and Magic came in and saved the NBA. And then Michael just put it over the top. Well, Clark and Reese are like that. And then there's some other player that comes in and just absolutely seals the deal. The WNBA is attractive and fun to watch. Yeah, I could see that pattern happening again at this point with the timeline of that league. Yeah, it's very interesting. Blackhawks saying Kawhi, that being home would be enough, but point guard is not like that. But Paul George is not like that. Paul George is about his money. Kawhi, that being would be enough. But that being home would be enough. Well, that's what he said to them. That the only way I'm coming to the Clippers is that I need you to trade SGA and draft picks to the Thunder to get Paul George on this team next to me. That's what Steve Ballmer did to put it over the top to get Kawhi to come to LA. Now, he wanted to come back mostly, but in some ways he did have a hard time walking away from us. Like in some ways it was so good here and he really did have a chance to get a repeat. But what an idiot. What an idiot. In some ways, Kawhi Leonard, you made one of the biggest mistakes in NBA history. You really did. And I know people that are in Raptors Nation believe that, but there's not just people like us that believe it. I think general NBA fan believes this at this point. That a lot of people feel like Kawhi might have left a championship on the table by going to the Clippers. Really, really dumb. Nuggy's saying, but bro, Drake is weird. Weird AF. Like the stuff he's done is so weird. I know. I won't disagree with this, Nuggy. I won't disagree with this, man. I wish he would chill out. Trevor's saying Reese 8 double-doubles and a WNBA record for rookie. That's amazing. See, that's what I'm saying. Angel Reese is not just hype. Yeah. Nuggy's saying, of course, bro. Toronto's great. Awesome. I hope you do come and visit here again and come see me out here for sure. I know your mom will be very happy to come here. I'm going to start growing all kinds of vegetables and plants here and make it really beautiful here. We've already started some new flower beds, and we're revitalizing some of Van Isa and Van Ima's old gardens. Like I put wood chips down, and I'm going to be here day to day so I can really start taking care of this land here and really making it really improved and give it some care that it hasn't had in decades. In some ways, we haven't been out here much at all. And in some ways, we need to get this place revitalized, especially for the younger generation, our family, like you, Nuggy. Seriously. Yeah, Nuggy's my cousin, y'all. So, this I'm talking to my family right now. So if y'all think it's weird, I'm talking to a little kid in BC right now. He's my cousin. He's my cousin's son. And so he's I guess he's like my second cousin. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what else is going on. Cool Cat is saying Drake is at the top, so all the drama surrounding him is part of life. He has to find his peace with his core circle amidst the craziness. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, Drake, do what you're gonna do. Your life is great no matter what, I'm sure. Blackhawk saying it's never about where you're from, it's about what you're made of. There you go. I like that, Neil. I'm gonna give you a dunk for that one. I like that statement. It's never where you're from, it's what you're made of. There you go. 37 dunks for Neil. Mo's saying, oh yeah, Leonard Miller was there too. Completely almost forgot to tell you. All W streams, W vibes. Keep at it always. Good times approaching. Go Raptors for life. Raptor Freak Family Crew strong forever. There you go, Mo. So you saw Leonard Miller there too. Yeah, he's going to be a part of Team Canada in the future. He's really interesting. I think his first year with the Minnesota Timberwolves was a huge success. He did really good in his rookie year. Underrated, actually. And I'm looking forward to Leonard Miller and his accomplishments in the future, whether it's for the Timberwolves or another NBA team, possibly the Raptors someday, or for Team Canada coming up. Yeah, that's awesome. So you saw there were a lot of stars at this HoopQueens event yesterday. Wow, there was a lot of star power there, including Monique. Mischief saying this is going to be a bright, great summer. Yeah, I like this. I'm with you. I know Jay's very excited about the draft also. So yeah, the draft and then boom, Team Canada stuff coming up quick. And once again, I'll remind you guys, I'm doing the play-by-play announcing during those games. So if you can, please tune in and listen to me call the Team Canada games this summer. They're going to be fun. Let's see. And Mo's saying, thank you again for the wonderful words. Anytime, Mo. Seriously. Like I said, you're a big part of what we're doing here, a big part of our community, a heart and soul to it. And in some ways, we value and respect you so much. You should be celebrated like a community champion that you are for the Raptors. And in some ways, I take the direction of Masai and Bobby and the franchise, Teresa Resch and everybody. And they designated you community champion a couple of years ago. Well, you're our community champion, and we got to respect that. That's what I'm saying. Blackhawk saying DUI, God's way of humbling you before someone gets hurt. Yeah. I hurt myself really badly in one of my DUIs. Really, really bad. This is very personal stuff, and maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. Some people may judge me for this. But when you're young and stupid and you live in Florida and you're crazy and you're Florida man, well, you do young, dumb stuff. In some ways, the culture down there is very DUI oriented. So in some ways, if I grew up in Toronto, I probably wouldn't have a bunch of DUIs because in some ways, I would have probably been using public transit instead of driving, stupid stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a lot of different things that could have changed me not having DUIs. But I would just say I've learned from those mistakes the hard way. There's been all kinds of crazy stuff that's happened to me because of my problems with my drinking. And in some ways, that's made me who I am today. But yeah, in some ways, somebody would be ashamed and hide it. In some ways, I am ashamed of it. But in some ways, also, I need to come clean and talk about it and be an advocate against some of the crimes that I committed when I was younger. And trying to encourage people not to make the same mistakes as me. This is one thing that nobody knows about, and I probably haven't told anybody on this channel yet, but I did actually in one stream. I cannot use my left arm correctly because of a DUI accident that I wrecked myself in. I broke my elbow, shattered it completely, and there's a whole bunch of metal in my elbow in the joint, and I cannot extend my arm fully straight. And for the rest of my life, since 19, I've had my arm like this. So, you do pay some prices. There's scars on my face. I broke both my collarbones. I shattered my femur in half. I had to go through a bunch of crazy rehabilitation and surgeries to get back physically. So you can destroy yourself. And thank God I didn't destroy anybody else's life, because that's the tragedy. Is when you're a drunk driver and you actually hurt or kill somebody else, that's the worst. So I feel really blessed that I only hurt myself, thank God. But yeah, that risk was always there. And I was really stupid when I was young. So there's my PSA once again against drunk driving. And yeah, this weekend coming up, think twice and don't do it. Just don't do it. Seriously. Yeah. Let's see. Blackhawk saying Leonard Miller's brother is in this draft. Yeah, Manuel Miller. He came and worked out for the Raptors at OVO Center when Zach Edey was there. And yeah, he's an underrated guy who isn't really on a lot of mock drafts, But here is a possibility he gets drafted in the second round. If not, he'll get picked up undrafted by a team and be put on a two-way. So I could see that happening possibly also. Maybe we liked him, and maybe we'll see Emmanuel Miller around the Raptors this season. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Fiercely celebrating. Monique, I love it. Blackhawks saying it would be great if we could trade for Leonard Miller. Yeah, down the road. Let's see what happens with his career. And maybe there's an opportunity for us to acquire him if Masai and Bobby want him. Cowboys saying Toronto Queens should be our WNBA team. Maybe. I don't know. Toronto Queens? Maybe that's stepping on the HoopQueens branding a little bit. I don't know, Cowboy. We're going to have to go to the drawing board for this with Teresa Resch and Larry Tenenbaum and what they're going to decide with this team. I think they've said that they're going to put a poll out like they did for the Raptors in the mid-90s and let some people vote and kind of see what the people decide may be the most popular vote. That's how we got the Toronto Raptors. I don't know if we'll do the same exact process, but they kind of hinted that they do want to test the people and see what they say on a poll. So we'll have to see. Blackhawks saying, sorry, Lex, we live in the age of rotating coaches. Front office have no patience these days. By the way, I was joking about Kalo. I don't mind Kalo coaching, but I don't know if he wants to. I know that it seems like that, but we don't have to be like them. In fact, we're not that kind of franchise. Sure, there's a couple franchises changing the coach like they're changing their underwear. Yeah, we don't need to be like that. In some ways, we could look at the history of the Raptors, 30 years, and we've only had 10 coaches. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We've only had 10 coaches in the whole entire history of 30 years of the Raptors. And that's pretty damn good, seriously, considering some of the things that Charlotte Hornets have done with their coaches and the Wizards. There's a lot of teams that have switched their coaches in and out a lot and fast, like the Lakers too. So it's a matter of the coach's decisions is a matter of the front office and how quickly they switch stuff. And Bobby and Masai aren't trying to switch the coach too quick. We had 5 years of Nick. We had like 7 years of Dwayne. So I would say this is the third coach we've had since Masai Ujiri's been on our team. So no, we're not changing our coach quick and doing coaching carousels like other teams. And that's smart. And that's very smart. So we can be like San Antonio. We can be like Miami. Not every team in this league is participating in the coaches carousels. And the Raptors are more like Miami and San Antonio in that regard. We didn't want to make the mistake of hiring the wrong coach last summer. That's why we took so long. And Darko's the right coach. Trust me. Mo saying, can I have my ratchet back? You want your wrench back? The only reason why I took away all the wrenches and I only left Trevor and Tom with wrenches is because there were weird things that were happening with hacking on YouTube, Monique. People were getting through other people's accounts and messing up people's YouTube accounts. So YouTube sent me an email saying that you might want to limit your mods and your admins because there's been breaches on YouTube where people's channels have been compromised. And in some ways, Trevor is here every day. I know you're here most days. And Tom, because he does editing stuff on my channel, he has to be a moderator too. But they're the only two. I took it away from G. I took it away from Isaac. I took it away from Seymour also. And it wasn't anything against any of y'all. It's for security reasons right now, Mo. If at some point YouTube does better with their security, maybe I'll add more mods again. But right now, I really don't want to add any more mods other than those two. And it's not a slight to you. We know who you are. You're a community champion. You're our Trivia Hall of Fame and all kinds of other things. So, yeah, in some ways, it's better if I don't have very many just because of what I just said. Neil saying Kawhi's going to L.A. was good for us because Kawhi keeps breaking down. Got our championship. I'm good. I know, but I think we could have squeezed one more. Now, this is the scenario, Neil. It's not that he would have stayed with us for much longer. We would have gotten one more chance to defend the title the next year. He signs a 1-year deal for a certain amount. That's all we were trying to do with him was get one more out of him, and he wouldn't even do that. He should have just signed a 1 more year with us to defend the title and try and get a second title with us. If he did, then he should sign 1 more year and come back and try and defend for the third time. But if we lose the second year, after that year, yeah, go to Clippers then. That's what he should have done. That's what he should have done. He would have never been on a long-term contract with us. It would always been 1-year bursts of like $30 million. $30 million for this year, Kawhi. All right, $30 million for the next year. We try again. And we wouldn't have had to go through all this injury stuff, because as soon as he was injured in the second year and we didn't win, he would have walked and gone and been a problem for the Clippers. So in some ways, that whole thing about if Kawhi had stuck around, he would have been just an issue for us with him getting hurt all the time. Well, I don't think we would have kept him around. We would have let him loose, and he would have gone to LA after just one more year of trying to defend the championship in 2020. So that's the way I look at it in hindsight at this point. That's what the Raptors wanted to do at that time. Masai was saying, Kawhi, we'll give you a 1-year contract. We'll pay you as much as we can. We want to try and repeat. But he didn't even want to do that. Uncle Dennis, F you, man. All right, let's see. Seymour saying Kenny Atkinson has been hired as the new Cavaliers coach. There's some breaking news this morning. One of the coaches' vacancies are filled now, with Kenny Atkinson taking the job in Cleveland, leaving the Golden State Warriors as assistant coach for Steve Kerr, and now he'll be coaching the Cavs. I don't know if that's the right choice. I think Bickerstaff was doing a good job. Once again, I think people are being impatient in the NBA and not letting coaches do their job for a long enough time to really get somewhere. And, well, now Kenny Atkinson's going to come in there. He's been a retread for a couple of teams. He was, of course, the coach of the Nets in the past. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this works. In some ways, it's not really a flashy, amazing choice. In some ways, last year when he was on our list to possibly be hired by the Raptors, I was like, no, let's not get Kenny Atkinson. So you go ahead, Cleveland. You got Kenny Atkinson. There you go. Seymour saying, I caught a DUI when I first came to Calgary, but you live and you learn. Yeah, in some ways, it's just not worth it. Up here, I'm sure the penalties are really crazy. Really, really crazy. Down there, in some ways, people collect DUIs like candy, and you have to be really bad for them to really take you off the road. Up here, you get 1 or 2, you're done, right? They will take your license. There you go. Let's see. Trevor's saying Kenny Anderson for Cleveland. No, Kenny Atkinson, not Kenny Anderson, former husband of Tammy from the real world. Seymour saying, wow, Lex, that's crazy. Live and learn from real blessings. Man, I've got so many stupid stories from my youth and being wild and crazy, drunk, dumbass, and, having trouble going to jail, different things that have happened with me, interactions with the police. Yeah, I've got a history, and some of it's not very appealing or good, but I'm still here. I've learned from it, and I'm better for it, and that's what it is right there. Kareem saying, I have 3 DUIs. Hang on. And July 3rd will mark my 5th anniversary of sobriety. Dap to you, Kareem. Seriously, I'm going to give you a 10-pointer for being so open and sharing, both you and Seymour, saying what you guys have said. I'm going to give you both 10-pointers. 82 for Seymour and 10-pointer for Kareem. Honestly, we don't need to do this. In some ways, us airing our dirty laundry like this is not right. Or we don't have to. It's not that it's not right. It's just we don't have to, but we are. And in some ways, maybe this is part of the reason why you guys have found a connection with me, because in some ways, we've had some of the similar experiences. So, man, yeah, I congratulations to Kareem. And yeah, Seymour, I just, I hope that everything in your life is always good and safe also. Yeah. But yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. 5 years on July the 3rd. There you go. There you go, Kareem. Congrats from David. I love it. Seymour saying, salute. I still drink, fam, but I don't get behind the wheel at all if I sip responsibly. There you go. Yeah, we have enough ways of doing it and enjoying ourselves and being responsible. That's all it is. Just have a plan. That's what I always say. In Toronto, they have a lot of really free services for days where maybe people are drinking, like New Year's Eve, free transit. There's all kinds of opportunities and options. Uber is a great option. Taxis are a great option. You can have friend that is a designated driver. It's always that way. Like if you're going to have a night out and party and you want to do it, I have nothing against that. Just have a plan and make decisions that are smart, where you're not making a very, very bad decision because you made a mistake and you did something stupid. Just trust me on this. There's people here that know about this, and we're talking about it right now. Yeah, Kareem saying, thankfully, I never hurt anyone while driving drunk. It was like Mario Kart for me while I was intoxicated. You had turtle shells and banana peels. He's eating a lot of bananas. He's like driving around, throwing them out the window. He's like, I don't know why he was eating the bananas. All right, Seymour's laughing about it too. Seymour saying, I lost my wrench. Damn, but I get your point, Raptors Freak for life. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean anything by doing that to you guys. It really was just because they told me like this was happening to other channels, and there were horror stories because there were people coming in and hacking into channels and changing the whole channel, erasing all the content, and making some of the channels were being made into Elon Musk tribute channels. I don't know what the hell was going on. So just to be safe, I cut down on the mods, and really it's Tom and just Trevor, and that's it. I would maybe make David one, but we've talked about David being a mod, and that's maybe not the best idea because David will get mad and punitive as a mod. In some ways, I don't want that. I don't want that. Now down the road, you guys are my short list. You former wrenches are definitely my short list to get wrenches back. So Neil's saying Kawhi did not have one more year in him. He definitely would have broken down. In my opinion, Kawhi should retire. Wow. Well, let's see the next step, Neil. As far as is he going to play for USA or not this summer? There's a lot of speculation he will be off that roster very soon because he physically can't play for USA, and he'll be replaced by a new player for US. Because that he's the guy they're saying is not going to show up and not going to be able to make it. I thought it was going to be Joel, but it seems like it's Leonard that's not going to make it there. Yeah. Kareem saying Angel Reese is a carbon copy of Elijah Wilson. Wow. That's a very high compliment right there. And Neil's saying Bickerstaff and Mitchell didn't see eye to eye. Okay, so there was a problem between Donovan Mitchell and JB Bickerstaff. Well, this is dumb. Don't fire your coach. You're going to have to lose Donovan Mitchell because he never wanted to be in Cleveland anyway. That was not where he wanted to be. This whole time Donovan's in Cleveland is just a farce because honestly, he's looking at New York, and as soon as he can figure out how to get to the Knicks, he will. And this is stupid. Like in some ways, JB Bickerstaff, he's working with Evan Mobley. He's working with the young Cavs. Forget about Donovan Mitchell. He's not in the long-term plans for Cleveland. So this decision is really dumb, if you ask me, because in some ways, appeasing Donovan Mitchell, why would you do that? That guy's going to leave. I don't think there's any way you guys are going to keep him around. As he's a free agent, he has his own choice. He's going to walk. So you guys making decisions to try and kowtow to him and do whatever he wants, that's folly because he's going to leave you anyway. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Smooth saying, I have cut down my alcohol consumption to one small shot on the weekend. Hey, listen, we don't have to turn into an AA meeting or any kind of like confessions about alcohol. But hey, listen, I want everybody to just be more healthy and happy in their lives. And in some ways, that's part of what we try and talk about on here. Strategies for how to be happier. And in some ways, alcohol can be something that's very great for celebrating. I'm not totally anti-alcohol as far as it's responsibly done. And I can see that there are some health benefits to having a certain amount of alcohol, for sure. For sure. Let's see. Seymour saying Paul George being at the finals as a reporter will be the only time he'll see the finals. Damn, that was cold. And I'm gonna give him a a 3-pointer for that. That was cold as hell. Wow, that was as cold as A minor. Seriously, that was pretty rough right there. Wow, 85 dunks for Seymour. And yeah, get the Where's Waldo costume out. Come on, Paul George. Get that Where's Waldo costume out. That's hilarious. Seymour saying Harden is a skunk too. Yeah, I mean, the results are just there. James Harden can act like he wants to win a championship, but he doesn't. In the playoffs, he disappears like a Houdini. He's like Houdini in the playoffs. Mo's saying, I'm not going to the championship game Sunday. That was just an update for you guys. Well, I don't believe I'm going. I have links. Just saying. Okay, so you don't think you're going, but you're also alluding you may go. Mo, you live your life. You live your best life. That's all I want for you. That's right. G saying, report from Bleacher Report is the Blazers could take Zach Edey at 7. I think he is going top 10 at this point. There's a lot of hype around him, and I could see this happening, G. I could see this happening. There's a lot of hype around Zach right now, for sure. Tommy's saying, Masai's big week, folks. Have a good one. Let's go, Mo, and let's go Raptors. There you go. And Trevor's saying, I saw the most craziest sport on TV called bare knuckle, no gloves. You have to be crazy to do this. They make UFC look like a joke. That just sounds like something brutal and something I would never be wanting to watch. I don't want to watch UFC. So why would I want to watch a bare knuckles competition where there's blood and people are busting people open with hitting them with their real knuckles? That's messed up, Trevor. That sounds like we're sliding into the end of the Roman Empire days where we get to this point. Let's distract the people with very, very brutal violence like the Colosseum while our empire falls around us. I mean, seriously. That's what they do. They put the sports on like the Raptors, the WNBA, the Olympics, everything to appease us, sedate us, and take us distracted away from the real problems that are going on in society right now. Well, it's the same playbook that happened at the fall of the Roman Empire. I'm telling you. So let's go ahead and just get totally brutal and have like Coliseum matches with man versus lion. We'll be there soon, probably too. Kareem saying Seymour gets the quote of the day for me. How the fuck does someone get the nickname Playoff P and never made it to the finals? I love that. I love that so much. I know in some ways, Paul George is like the most built up. Like I look at him kind of similar to Carmelo. They're guys that are so celebrated by their peers and people love them. But in some ways, as a fan, I'm always like been like, meh. Sure, they had long careers. They scored a lot of points, but did they ever win jack shit? And I'm like, why do people celebrate Carmelo so much? He didn't do jack shit with winning in his career. And then the thing with Paul George is hilarious too. That's exactly hilarious. The fact that he is called Playoff P and he's never gotten anywhere in the playoffs. Seymour saying Shaden Sharp and Edie would be a cool connection, but bring him home, baby. That's right. What to do, baby? All right, let me do my links. I need to do my Instagram stories. Gary Trent Sr. is saying, once elected, I will be a vegetarian, and it's a fox telling the sheep. Yeah, that's perfect for a U.S. Olympic political year right there. Kyle Lowry is in Scotland. I talked about this yesterday. He's filming himself at an old Scottish golf course. And, you know, Kyle loves that golf. Well, he had to go where golf was born, Scotland. So he's right at the heart of it all right there. Jordan Wara was at the concert last night. Arya Starr. So he was checking out the Scotiabank Arena. He's definitely been like taking a lot of stuff in Toronto this summer. Like whether it's like TFC, whether it's the Blue Jays. He's at everything in Toronto, Jordan Wara. And now I know he's from Buffalo, and maybe there's not as much to do in Buffalo stateside, and that's why he's here. But I think he's on the Raptors next year. And Scotty Barnes posting his foundation on his Instagram stories just tells me that. So he's celebrating Chris Brown last night, also watching the concert. Jordan Wara down at Scotiabank. Yeah, Scotty Barnes on the last day of his camp yesterday. He said the parents love Scotty Barnes, and that's true. There he is coming in with the Raptors security guy. And he's waving to everybody. He is so happy. Scotty's just having like one of the best summers ever. You can see the joy of basketball and kids learning basketball from Scott. He's just a big kid himself. That's part of the reason why he loves this so much. And he's just appreciating everybody coming out for the camp. It was a big, huge success. What a huge group of campers. And then all the parents are there waving and smiling and taking pictures of them too. I mean, yeah, they're fans too. Don't forget that, Scott. The kids love you for sure. And interacting with them was awesome. But those parents appreciate you too, especially those Raptors fans that are parents. We appreciate you a lot. Young Oach at Cirque du Soleil. I'm not sure where Cirque du Soleil is. I don't think it's in Toronto, but Ochai Abaji taking in the Cirque du Soleil this weekend. That's where he was. Let's see what else we got. I love Legacy Scotty promoting that the East is still run by Scotty Barnes, by the way. I agree, Legacy Scotty. Let's go. Let's go. We the North 2K is making fun of Bones Highland, it looks like, on their Instagram account. It looks like Zach Edey was at the Fever versus Sky game, WNBA game last night. Our big Purdue Boilermaker Team Canada center was at the WNBA game, the hype game that you guys were all talking about today, to see Clark versus Reese in person. So Zach, the VIP at that WNBA game yesterday. Miles Burns is at a camp himself. He's working with some kids at a camp himself. So I don't know where that is. Mr. New York City went to a show last night. I'm not sure what show it is. Maybe he's at Chris Brown also. I think he was at Chris Brown. So I think that Marquise was down on the floor watching Chris Brown at Scotiabank. I think that's what that is. He's also a part of a summer skills clinic in New York City coming up in July. Marquise Noel is on the panel along with Taj Gibson, Hamadou Diallo, Mo Harkless, and Epiphany Prince. So there you go. Marquise is going to be at a skills clinic in New York. So check that out. Emmanuel Quickly has went to a church yesterday, and he's given appreciation to his brother letting him slide today. Great service. So Emmanuel enjoying his time at church and praising Jesus and the Lord yesterday on Sunday. Of course, that's the day to do it. There's your Instagram stories right there for what's going on. Let's do the Leo's life tips real quick. And this is so true. This is the basic principles of Eckhart Tolle, the New Age theologist out in BC. Forever is composed of nows. And that's just the truth. There's no other thing that is real other than now. Don't think about the past. Don't worry about the future. Live in the now. Live in the now, and your life will get better. It's too much we get preoccupied with worrying about what's coming up or not letting go of what has already happened. And living in the now is the key to happiness. So forever is composed of nows. Thank you, Leo. And I know your now has coffee in it. All right, I did the mock draft that they brought out this morning on ESPN, and they have us drafting Keyshawn George of the University of Miami at 19 and Adem Bona, center from UCLA, at 31 at this point. Very interesting they're saying that. Too bad that Canada did not beat the U.S. in the under-18 women's gold medal game yesterday. Congratulations getting the podium and getting the silver, ladies. But yeah, we're going to try and get that gold next time. We got to beat the States more and more in the future. That's what we're all about. Y'all check out. There's no birthdays today, unfortunately, guys. No birthday today on June the 24th. Right now, if you have a WNBA team, get your team set up for the next week. We're starting a new week right now. I think there's only one undefeated team now at this point in the league, and that is the champion. MK is perfect 5-0 with Meredith's magnificent team. Get in that win at the last second. Wow, big time. And then Full Ass has it lost finally. So Creamy finally lost a game. Interesting. Wait, is there a tie? Who tied? You guys actually tied? How did that happen? Wow, MK and JP tied this week. You guys had the same exact score from last week? You serious? This is weird. I didn't know that. I didn't that you guys ended up with the exact same score. That's amazing. Honestly, that's actually really, really amazing. Wow. All right, let's see what else you guys said in the chat while I was doing all the cleanup there. Kareem saying, so is there a chance the Raptors will bring OG back? There's a rumor out there that our front office is tracking him this offseason. I don't see this. I just don't see this. Like, why would we do what we did? Was it just to get IQ and RJ and circle back? Like, seriously, if this does happen, let's think about this. Man, Knicks fans are going to be so mad. That's awesome. James Dolan probably be mad too. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, Scotty will be very happy. We know that. In some ways, Raptors fans will be very happy. I don't know if it fits, though. In some ways, does it fit? Will he come and play two for us? Like, will we start Emmanuel, OG, RJ, Scotty, and Jakob? That's an interesting starting lineup. Oh, man, this is so weird. I don't think it's likely. But in some ways, the sound of it sounds really fun. It sounds really fun. Seymour saying Paul George and Gordon Hayward, scary injury, cooked them. Interesting. All right. And Kareem saying if Zach Edey gets drafted by a team in the East, that team will be in the Eastern Conference Finals in the next 2 years. GM saying they don't want him is the biggest smokescreen. He'd probably get drafted top 8. I don't know. It's tough to gauge. Like, he could really be like left behind by a transition game. And he really could be exploited by other teams on defensive end. He could be a useless NBA player. This is the craziest thing. He could be a very dominant, amazing NBA player. In the past, a player like him would have been picked number 1 no matter what. But because the league has changed and it's more up-tempo, in some ways, players like Shaq from back in the day, they're not a clear-cut number 1 at this point. They really aren't, especially because if they don't have a 3 or they can't get up and down the court, the new league requires this kind of stuff. So it's not so cut and dry, and this is so weird. In some ways, it's risky to draft Zach. It's very, very risky. Very, very risky. Trevor's saying Stephen A. Smith on ESPN this morning saying the Oilers are winning tonight. There you go, Stephen A. Smith. There you go, saying something positive and good for Canada right now. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, let me wrap it up. I appreciate everybody watching today. Thanks for playing the classic card of the day and all the fun stuff we do on the Rapid Freak channel. Thanks, Mo, for going to HoopQueens and giving us the scoop on the dignitaries and VIPs that were at the game. Look, there's a bird flying behind me. Yeah, very cool that you got to see Leonard Miller, Corey Joseph, and Dylan Brooks at this game yesterday at Humber College. Fantastic stuff. Mo, you keep being Mo. We appreciate you and doing what you do as a super fan. You're just the best. All right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you want to join the channel, membership does have its privileges. So I'll let you know what those privileges are if you join. They're crazy privileges, I'm telling you. And y'all Raptordize your day, touch grass, share the love, do all the things a good Raptor freak will do, be a positive force in other people's lives. We got to do that. That's right. And if you have made mistakes in the past, like some of us have admitted today, well, there's always time to make up for it and try and do the right thing later. So there you go. All right, y'all. Have a great day. I appreciate all of y'all. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Team Canada. Let's go Masai and Bobby. And let's get the right draft pick this Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah. Oh, there's something buzzing on me. Hey, B. Hey, B. The bee's getting me.